A female Nephilim with silver-streaked hair and sorrowful golden eyes stepped forward, her towering frame wrapped in a flowing garment torn from centuries of wandering. Her voice was both soft and commanding, laced with the weight of an ancient sorrow. Enoch, I was born from the union of a fallen angel and a mortal woman, a child of defiance, a daughter of a sin that was never mine to bear. I was called a curse before I even knew my name. Tell me, is there any redemption for those of us who never asked to be? Another female Nephilim, her skin a shade of dusky bronze, traced the lines of ancient tattoos etched into her arms, symbols of power bestowed upon her at birth. Her lips trembled, but her eyes remained fierce. We were never given a choice, Enoch. Our fathers saw us as weapons, our mothers as burdens. They whispered of our beauty, yet feared the destruction we carried in our veins. We were told we could never belong, never be human, nor fully divine. If we are neither, then what are we? A female Nephilim, her wings stripped down to skeletal remains, fell to her knees before Enoch. Her voice cracked like dry earth beneath a scorching sun. I tried to love, I tried to be more than what my blood dictated, but no man would take me and no God would claim me. Our fathers doomed us, our mothers mourned us, and the world has cursed us. We walk in the shadows, forever hunted, forever hated. Enoch, do the heavens even see us? A slender female Nephilim with deep violet eyes and scars marking her once perfect face let out a heavy breath, crossing her arms over her chest as if shielding herself from the weight of her own words. We hear the whispers, stories of the sins of our fathers, how they took what was not theirs, how they corrupted, how they fell. But what of our mothers, Enoch? What of the women who bore us? Were they guilty too? Did they love our fathers? Or did they weep as they carried us in their wombs, knowing we would never be accepted? Do we bear their shame as well? A female Nephilim draped in dark cloth, her silvered hair flowing like a river at midnight, clenched her fists at her sides. I have fought my whole life, Enoch. Fought against men who wished to slay me, against angels who wished to bind me, against the very blood in my veins. And yet I am tired. If we were made to be warriors, why does my soul long for peace? If we were born of defiance, why do I yearn to be free of it? Can we ever escape the battle that was written into our bones? A young female Nephilim, barely past her first century, stared at her reflection in a pool of still water. Her voice was barely above a whisper. I have heard men call us sirens, demons, tempters of kings and destroyers of nations. But I have never known love, never felt a hand touch mine without fear. Tell me, Enoch, are we truly the daughters of ruin? Or have we only become what the world has forced us to be? The wind carried their voices through the night, a lament of beings caught between heaven and earth, belonging to neither, yet condemned by both. Their eyes, burning with sorrow and defiance, turned to Enoch, waiting for a truth that might set them free, or a judgment that would bind them forever. A female Nephilim with fiery red hair, her skin like burnished gold, stepped forward, her towering presence casting a long shadow under the moonlight. Her voice trembled with a mixture of anger and despair. Enoch, the world has feared us since the moment we took our first breath. They call us abominations, demons wrapped in human flesh. But tell me, what sin has a child committed simply by being born? I did not choose this blood, yet my existence is a crime written in the stars. Tell me, is there justice for a being who never had a choice? Another female Nephilim, her face half covered by a veil, her piercing eyes filled with an eternal sorrow, let out a weary sigh. They say we are the daughters of sin, that our beauty is a curse, our strength a weapon. Men seek us in secret, drawn to us like moths to a flame, yet in the daylight they call for our deaths. Even our mothers wept as they brought us into this world, fearing the day we would be hunted. Tell me, Enoch, do the heavens hear the cries of the forsaken? A female Nephilim with luminous silver eyes and jagged scars across her arms raised her chin defiantly. They tell us to repent, to beg for mercy. But how can we repent for the sins of our fathers? The angels who came down, who took what they desired, who defied the Most High, was it our hands that led them astray? Was it our voices that called them down from the heavens? Yet it is we who carry their burden, we who are cursed to walk the earth as relics of their fall. Tell me, Enoch, Does God remember us for more than the sins of our bloodline? A towering female Nephilim, her body marked with the signs of battles fought over centuries, clenched her fists at her sides, her dark wings barely visible against the night sky. We were born warriors, but who decided that war would be our only fate? They say we are violent, but who taught us to fight? Who hunted us? Who burned our homes? Who forced us into the shadows? They made us monsters, and then cursed us for becoming what we had to be. Tell me, Enoch, is there a path for us beyond the sword? One with long, silken hair the color of midnight, her voice like the whisper of an ancient wind, stepped forward, her golden eyes shimmering with unspoken pain. I have walked the earth for centuries, searching for a place to belong. Kingdoms have risen and fallen, yet no throne was ever meant for me. Men see us as temptresses, as beings of ruin. But have they ever stopped to ask if we, too, long for love? Do they know that we dream of something beyond war and fear? Or are we only ever the villains in their stories? Another, draped in a robe woven with threads of starlight, spoke with a voice that held both wisdom and weariness. Our fathers were cast from the heavens, our mothers abandoned by their own kind, and we, half angel, half human, are caught in the rift between two worlds that refuse to claim us. We have no place in heaven, no peace on earth. Are we truly meant to wander forever, Enoch? Are we nothing more than ghosts of a forgotten rebellion? A younger female Nephilim, her skin like ivory and her hair woven with strands of gold, looked up at Enoch with eyes full of quiet desperation. I have seen my sisters slaughtered. I have heard their screams echo through time. We are hunted, and yet we have done nothing. Some of us have never raised a hand in violence, yet our existence alone is enough to seal our fate. If the Most High created all things, then did he not also create us? If we are truly unwanted, why were we ever given breath? The air was thick with the weight of their sorrow, their voices intertwining like a song of the forsaken, carried upon the wind to whatever ears dared to listen. A female Nephilim with piercing emerald eyes and a voice like the wind before a storm stepped forward, her hands trembling with the weight of her words. Enoch, I have seen my own reflection and wondered, am I a daughter of heaven or a child of the abyss? My strength is beyond that of mortal men, yet my soul is heavy with burdens I do not understand. I was never meant to exist, yet here I stand. If my birth was an accident, if my life is a mistake, then tell me, why do I feel the breath of the Most High within me? Another, tall and regal, her golden skin marred by deep battle scars, shook her head, her expression one of defiance and despair. They call us temptresses, destroyers, corrupters of men. But tell me, who was it that came to our mothers? Who whispered forbidden words and gave them children they could never protect? They say our fathers were mighty, but what of our mothers? What of their suffering, their shame? We were born from their sorrow, raised in their fear. Is there no voice that will ever speak for them? A female Nephilim with raven black hair and silver markings across her arms took a step forward, her eyes like twin stars in the darkness. We have been cursed with beauty that men desire yet fear. They come to us with longing, then leave with accusations. They say we are the ruin of kingdoms, the downfall of heroes, the whispers that lead men astray. But tell me, Enoch, did we ever ask to be the objects of their obsession? Were we not simply born as we are? If love itself is tainted by our existence, then is there no love left for us? Another, her wings long since burned away, her back scarred from centuries of exile, clenched her jaw. You have walked with God, Enoch. You have seen what no other man has seen. So tell me, is there even a place for us in his plan? Or are we doomed to be nothing more than fading echoes of our father's rebellion? Is there redemption for those of us who have never raised a sword? Or will the gates of heaven forever remain closed to the daughters of the fallen? A young female Nephilim, barely past her first century, her face still carrying the softness of youth, looked up at Enoch with desperate eyes. I do not want to live in the shadows. I do not want to be hunted, to be feared, to be hated for the blood that flows through my veins. I have never harmed a soul, yet men chase me as if I were a beast. They do not care who I am. They only see the child of a watcher. Tell me, Enoch, does the Most High see more than that? Does he see me?